is good, everybody? My Paper Moon fam. It's your boy, PaperSin, back with another reaction video. This one is called Her Friends Shot Her on TikTok. Ooh, hiccups, sorry. Excuse me. Live. Yeah, it's by the YouTube channel Gritty. So this is my first time visiting this channel, but as always, link to the video and link to the channel will both be in the description below. So be sure to check them out. And let's see what's going on with this. What? Okay.
Kalicia's mother says this is the last known video that shows her daughter alive. It shows her making a TikTok dance and appears startled when someone comes into the room.
I said, Pinky, you need to go outside and get some air. No, right, I'm good. As long as I got my Wi-Fi and my Netflix.
Like, this is the morgue. And I was like, the morgue? They was like, yes, ma'am. They was like, well, we're waiting on your daughter's body to come through. I'm like, whoa.
In the digital age.
Yo, imagine being a parent and hearing, yeah, this is the morgue, waiting for your kid's body to come through. Or hearing, being a parent, hearing a knock at the door, it's some cops, and they're like, yes, we need to identify a body. Like, what does that do to a parent, you know? Like, that's crazy.
Streaming platforms have become a popular means for individuals to capture and share their daily lives with the world. However, what happens when tragedy strikes during one of these live-streamed moments? This was a devastating case for young TikToker Kalicia Williams, whose life came to a sudden and untimely end while recording herself dancing. As the details of her death emerged, questions arose about the circumstances surrounding the incident, leaving her followers and the public in shock and grief. This comprehensive investigation aims to shed light on the events leading up to Kalicia's death, the potential motives behind it, the aftermath, and the impact it had on her family, friends, and society.
Says they're baffled as to why 16-year-old Kalicia Williams, or Pinky as they called her, never made it out of the Hyatt Regency alive. They say she was supposed to be at a chaperoned event at an Airbnb, and they believe this isn't the only person responsible for her life being cut short.
Kalicia Williams was a vibrant and talented 16-year-old girl from Atlanta, Georgia. Born on January 1st, 2004, she was a student at South Atlanta High School and lived with her mom, April Smith, and her stepfather, Romney Savoy. Though little is known about her life and family background, you can tell that she was a well-liked person who enjoyed socializing and living life to the fullest. Her family fondly called her Pinky because of her love for the color pink.
It fitted her well. It fitted her very well.
Kalicia also loved dancing and began posting videos of her performing trending dances on TikTok at the age of 14. Her passion for dancing and creativity propelled her to gain popularity, where her videos garnered widespread attention. However,
I'm still trying to for her to be in the middle of doing her thing, enjoying life, unexpectedly her friends, someone that she would call friends, come through the door and just like, are you serious? Like, I'm still like, I still can't get over that.
However, her promising journey took a tragic turn on December 26,
Were they jealous or something?
That faithful day began with excitement as Kalicia received an invitation from her friend named Infinity, or Finn, to attend a Christmas party. Kalicia's mom and stepdad felt comfortable letting her go to the party because it wasn't the first time that she was attending such an event. Infinity's mother had also assured Kalicia's parents that she would chaperone the event and that it would be a girls-only gathering, just a couple of friends from school.
She's supposed to be in an Airbnb with a couple of more friends from school and the mother. They'd have done this once before, so we was a little comfortable of letting her go the second time. And we spoke to the mother, and she said she was going to be there.
Kalicia didn't get out much and was a bit hesitant about going, but her stepfather thought it would be a good idea for her to socialize, especially after being cooped up inside the house for months due to the pandemic.
Oh, shit.
Go outside and get some air. No, right, I'm good. As long as I got my Wi-Fi and my Netflix.
Eventually, Kalicia agreed to go to the party, leaving her home at around 9 p.m. But the party turned out to be quite different from what Kalisha's parents had been told. When Kalisha arrived at Infinity's place so they could go to the Airbnb for the party, the first thing she discovered was that she was the only one there. She texted her mom and told her that, but they didn't think much of it because they thought that she was the first one there and the other girls would be coming later. Then, she learned that the party's location was unexpectedly changed to the Hyatt Regency Hotel, where Infinity's mother had booked a room for them. This was really strange, but again, Kalisha didn't think much of it because Infinity's mom had assured her parents that she would be there all the time to ensure that everything was okay. So, trusting her friend and her friend's mother, Kalisha didn't mention this unexpected change to her mother. She also didn't tell her parents that neither Infinity's mother nor any of the girls showed up for the party, that it was just her and Infinity the entire time. This video shows her and Infinity making TikTok videos at the hotel room during the supposed party, but shortly after midnight, Infinity reportedly received a phone call and left the room to meet other guests in the hotel lobby, leaving Kalisha alone. With time on her hands, Kalisha decided to create 3 TikTok videos showcasing her dance moves. And at precisely 12:02 a.m., she began recording what would unknowingly become her final video. In the video, you can see her performing a dance routine when someone suddenly appears to enter her room without knocking. Clearly startled, Kalisha jumps and quickly gets in front of her phone to turn off the video. Moments later, gunshots are heard coming from inside the room. The details of what followed remained partially unclear, but it is known that shortly after the gunfire, 2 males entered the room and found Kalisha lying on the floor, covered in blood. They carried her to the lobby and called the police. When the paramedics arrived, Kalisha was not breathing and had no pulse. She was rushed to the hospital where doctors tried to save her life, but tragically, their efforts were room and found Kalisha unclear, but it is known that shortly after the gunfire, 2 males entered the room and found Kalisha lying on the floor, covered in blood. They carried her to the lobby and called the police. When the paramedics...
Okay, so I'm thinking that the males that entered aren't the ones that... I'm hoping that they're not the ones that killed her. Like, but shortly after the gunfire? How long after the gunfire, though? Like, really? Like, maybe they heard it and they were like next door. They were like, what the fuck was that? So they left their spot, went in, and I guess the door was either like ajar or open. And they walked in, saw her body, and carried her to the lobby and called the cops.
Arrived, Kalisha was not breathing and had no pulse. She was rushed to the hospital where doctors tried to save her life, but tragically, their efforts were unsuccessful.
A 16-year-old girl is dead following a at the Hyatt Hotel downtown. Her death comes as police continue to search for whoever 7-year-old girl earlier this week. As you can imagine, the crime concerning for many across the city. CBS 46's Yasmina Alston is live.
So multiple cases of this have been happening in that little time span. First the 7-year-old, now her. And apparently the cops haven't caught the guy yet. So they're still looking. Man.
Downtown with some surprising crime stats. Hey, Yasmina.
Well, Ashley, according to Atlanta police, there have been 154 homicides in the city so far this year. That's in comparison to 99 total homicides in the city from last year. Now, in the most recent homicide, a teen boy has been arrested for the deadly of a 16-year-old girl. Atlanta police telling us they responded to the Hyatt Regency Hotel just after midnight this morning and found the girl with a gunshot wound in the hotel lobby. She later died at the hospital.
While this was going on, Kalisha's parents were trying to get a hold of Infinity and her mother to inquire about their daughter's well-being without success. They actually came to know the truth about what happened 8 hours after her death when they received a call from the morgue.
Didn't learn the group was staying at a Hyatt Regency until they received a horrific call the next day.
Like, this is the morgue. And I was like, the morgue? They was like, yes, ma'am. They was like, well, we're waiting on your daughter's body to come through. I'm like, whoa.
Naturally, Kalisha's parents were heartbroken and enraged that no one had bothered to call them to let them know what happened to their daughter. They were also confused about what Kalisha was doing in a hotel room when the party chaperone had told them that the party would be at an Airbnb. They firmly believed that Infinity's mother should be held partially accountable for what happened, as the hotel room was in her name.
She was responsible for getting the hotel room for these minors. The hotel room was in her name, so I feel like she should be held accountable for my daughter's death as well.
A woman from South Carolina named Kanata Starkey, who was staying at the hotel during the incident, later contacted Kalisha's parents and told them about their daughter's harrowing last moments. She said that she recalled.
Like, I don't know the the law behind all that, but like parents do that a lot. It seems like they say they're gonna be somewhere. They're gonna, yes, they assure the your parents that they're gonna be there with your with your child, with your kid, and supervise the whole thing, and then they leave. You know what I'm saying? They just straight up lie to your parents, and then they leave and they're just like, and when everything starts to happen or goes down, whatever, or they're just not there at all to begin with. So, yeah, bro.
Hearing people shouting outside and asking in panic, "What hotel we at? What hotel?"
I seen two guys coming out the elevator with a little girl holding her. One had one leg, one had the other, and they were saying she had been shot.
Starkey stayed by Kalisha's side, holding her hand as they anxiously waited for the first responders to arrive. During that stressful time, Starkey recorded a video of the EMTs attempting to resuscitate Kalisha, hoping that it might help later in the case. But the video only left Kalisha's parents with more questions than answers. Kalisha's stepfather said,
"The young girl said they moved my daughter's body because of the blood. But when we look at the video from the woman from South Carolina, there was no blood. So we want to know the reason why you took her from the floor to the lobby."
A lot of the details about what happened that night didn't make sense to Kalisha's family. Why was Kalisha the only one present at the so-called party? Why did Infinity's mother fail to tell Kalisha's parents about the change in venue, or that she was not going to be chaperoning? Why were there boys in an all-girls event? Kalisha's family and several friends held protests outside the hotel, demanding answers and asking that everyone involved in their daughter's murder be held accountable.
Why protest outside the hotel? The hotel didn't do anything wrong. The hotel did what the hotel was doing, what it was supposed to do. But it's the parent that wasn't there, the parent that didn't show up, the parent that was supposed that had booked the hotel room that was supposed to be there. It's on them. You know what I'm saying?
It was just a lot of foul play, and I'm just trying to put all the pieces together because I don't feel like the system is doing enough work to help me.
Kalicia's mother says this is the last known video that shows her daughter alive. It shows her making a TikTok dance and appears startled when someone comes into the room. Within seconds, the video ends.
I want the surveillance footage of what happened. You know, who went in that room, who came out of that room, who was all there, what took place. I need to know what happened after she made that last TikTok video at 12:02 and she was dead at 12:23. I need answers from 12:02 to 12:23.
The demonstration lasted hours, and the family says it's just the beginning of their fight for Pinky.
Meanwhile, a 16-year-old boy by the name of Kerry Brown, who was attending the party, was arrested in connection with Kalisha's murder. He admitted that he had shot Kalisha, but claimed that she was not meant to die. He said that he was the one that had walked in on Kalisha when she was dancing on TikTok. The two apparently knew each other, but were not that close. Kerry said that Kalisha was not expecting him, and that's why she seemed startled when he walked in. The two then got into an argument, though it's not clear what the argument was about. He then said that he grabbed her and tried to violate her, but Kalisha fought back. He got frustrated because she wasn't complying, and so he took his gun from his pants and shot her in the groin. Kerry Brown was charged with multiple felonies, including aggravated assault, reckless conduct, sexual assault, felony murder, and possessing a pistol under legal age.
So even kids are doing that shit? Like, he tried to, you know what I'm saying, against her will. And since she wouldn't comply, he decided to take her out. Not take her out, but he decided to, you know, pull the gun out. That's some bullshit, man. Like, again, no boys were supposed to actually be at this party. So why are they there? So it's really, you really gotta talk to that person's mom, find out why they weren't there, find out why there were no boys at the party. Like, it's like they straight up lied. But at the same time, the parents on their side, they should have, I mean, I can get thinking that she's just the first one there at the party, but damn, nah, I can't really find anything to say about the parents because this is the second time that that mom has hosted this type of party. There was supposed to be no boys and it's supposed to be at a certain place, right? She said that nobody else was there. Her parents were like, all right, you're probably the first one there. I get that. You know what I'm saying? What could she have done? What could they have done? Other than be like, hey, call the mom. Hey, why is she the only one there? What time was the party supposed to start? Or whatever. I mean, that doesn't, that's not really cause for concern. And then it's like, all right, well, and they didn't know that she went to the Hyatt Hotel instead. I guess she called an Uber or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think the parents really did anything too wrong. I don't think that there was anything that they could have done beforehand. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. Not whatever, but like, damn. Yeah, I don't think the parents could have done too much. Like,
Atlanta police say she and a teenage boy were the only ones inside the room at the time of the shooting. They say the two were acquaintances and could have gotten into an argument. Her parents say something doesn't seem right.
She wasn't out in the streets. She don't go nowhere.
The teenage boy was arrested. He's facing a sexual assault charge, among others.
Now, there's still the question of why Keri Brown had gone to Kalisha's room in the first place. Where was Infinity when all of this was happening? There's been a lot of speculation around this, but the main is that it was all a setup. One of the theories is that Infinity had set up her friend to be by Keri Brown. This explains why Kalisha was the only guest in the so-called party and why Infinity left her alone in the hotel room. Another theory is that Keri Brown convinced Infinity to book a hotel room for Kalisha and tell her that there was a party going on and get Kalisha alone with him so that he could assault her. Infinity had reportedly changed her story 4 times. Initially, she had told Kalisha's mother that her daughter screamed for help for a few minutes until she was unconscious. If that's true, why did Infinity not do anything to help her? Why didn't she call Kalisha's mother to tell her what was going on? But there is still another twist coming. Despite all the serious charges against him and the fact that Keri Brown had confessed to not only killing Kalisha, but to also violating her, he only served 1 year in juvenile detention before he was released.
I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what? He served only 1 year? What the fuck? What? Why? What is wrong? Man, there's a lot wrong with the US right now.
In 2022. Understandably, Kalisha's family was completely outraged by this and demanded that their daughter's killer be sent back to prison. They were furious about how Kalisha's case was handled and felt that the justice system failed Kalisha. The Atlanta police had not even bothered to call them when Kalisha was killed, that they had to get the news from the morgue. They also blamed Infinity's mother for lying about the entire situation from the start, and Hyatt Regency Hotel for failing to investigate the fact that there were unsupervised minors in one of their hotel rooms. A spokesman for the Hyatt Regency Hotel had released a statement after the murder, calling the incident isolated, saying,
"We are saddened by the isolated situation that occurred at Hyatt Regency Atlanta early this morning, and our thoughts go out to those who have been affected. The hotel is fully cooperating with local authorities with their investigation, and further questions may be directed to the Atlanta Police Department."
Still, Kalisha's parents believe that not enough was done to give their daughter justice and have set up a petition aiming to gather 1,500 signatures so they could get justice for Kalisha. The petition reads in part,
"Kalishia's killer is now out on bond walking freely while Kalisha is gone forever. It's not fair at all to her family. Nobody that helped do this should be free. Justice for Kalisha/Pinky. Justice for Pinky. Please do not fail this beautiful baby."
So far, the petition has 1,424 signatures. The news of Kalisha's death triggered an outpouring of grief and condolences from her followers, who expressed their sadness and disbelief through comments, messages, and tribute videos on TikTok. Many fans and fellow creators use the platform to share their fondest memories of Kalisha and celebrate her talents as a dancer and influencer. Her life may have been brutally cut off, but her legacy lives on through her TikTok videos, which have remained on the platform. The case of Kalisha Williams serves as a poignant reminder of the potential dangers and vulnerabilities that exist in the digital world. Through this comprehensive investigation, we have gained insight into Kalicia's life, the circumstances surrounding her death, and the aftermath that unfolded. Her story compels us to address the pressing issues of online safety, mental health, and the importance of responsible supervision in youth gatherings. As we remember and honor Kalicia's legacy, we must continue to work towards creating a safer and more compassionate digital society for everyone. And the aftermath, the mental health, and the...
I don't know how mental health is a thing about this. Like, that's just, you gotta address the parents, the kids. And I was wrong when I said the hotel didn't do anything wrong. Like, yes, the hotel doesn't know that they were doing something wrong, because the adult booked the room, and minors that weren't being watched over were the ones staying in the room. Technically, I still say it. The hotel didn't really do anything wrong. They just function as a hotel as functions. You know, it's the parents' responsibility to, you know, actually be there, check on the kids, and, you know what I'm saying, like, supervise them. Like, it's the parents' responsibility, not the hotel's. The hotel just like, all right, the person booking is an adult. Cool. There, here's your key room keys and blah 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 blah, whatever. So yeah, so I still stand by that. The hotel didn't do anything wrong, but the parent fucked up. Like, I want to know as well. Like, where was the parent? Like, why did they just, you know what I'm saying? Was this just a setup to give that kid, the child, the kid a chance to violate her? Or like, was this just something that wasn't, like, kind of like, not something that was planned, but something that the kid decided to do after he realized that the Pinky was there in the room by herself? Like, what's going on? What the fuck is up? I don't know, man. There's not enough information here. I'm not satisfied either. Like, I get why the mom isn't satisfied, and I damn sure ain't satisfied. I want to know why this happened. I want to know why this was allowed to happen. Anyway, I'm done ranting. But as always, link to the video, link to the channel will both be in the description below. So be sure to check out Gritty. And while you're over there, don't forget to do those 3 things I'd like to ask you to do. And like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification bell for more videos. Yeah. I got stuff you know. Bye. But let me know what you think about this video. You know, what could the hotel have done different? What could the parents, like the parents of the victim, have done differently? And how bad did what's her name's parent mess up? Like, the one who booked the hotel, the one who basically allowed all this to happen, because they said they were going to be there. It said it was going to be an all-girls party. They said they were going to supervise. They weren't there. What could that person have done differently? Not like done differently. I guess they could have actually been there. But anyway, that's it. I don't know, man. I don't know. This is some messed up stuff that goes on in our life, in the world. But yeah, you know what it is after that. In case I don't see you, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Peace and much love to you.